wonder how he does the eye thing. I feel like it's like, yeah, one out. Wait. I don't know. Welcome back.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to fucking intro this. Hi, YouTube. You want a balloon?
Seems like a nice channel. I bet you got a lot of subscribers.
What's up? Hello again. Hope you are having a great week. Thanks again for tuning in. This week will be a little different. I'm kind of excited for it. We'll see. Kind of going through a lot of my effects makeup and realized that I haven't really played with a lot of it in a long time. And so I wanted to kind of jump in this week and do something a little fun, a little spicy. Also, if you know me and Josh, you know that our Halloween usually starts August 1st. So figure I'd kind of start throwing some of this in there every now and then. Wanted to do a look inspired by It Chapter 2. Came out last year. It was okay. I would say I definitely liked the first It better. This one, to me, it just was, there was so much of it that was just so silly. So I found myself laughing at it more than I did like being scared and actually like crying at one point, but I won't spoil that. I thought the cast was really great. I love Bill Hader and what he brought to Richie's character. And the best one out of all of them is still Bill Skarsgård. What he brings to Pennywise is incredible. I think that's one of my biggest issues with the second one is I wanted more of him as Pennywise. And I felt like we didn't really see a ton of him. But anyways, I digress. Apparently there's some long version that Andy Muschietti wants to put together like over 6 hours or something like that. So I would watch that, especially right now, because I've got nothing else to do. One of my favorite scenes in the movie though is actually when Bill is not in full Pennywise mode yet. It's like Pennywise predecessor or him in human form. I like it a lot because obviously you see a lot of Bill and his acting talents, but also just the mixture of standard effects makeup and visual effects that they did involved with it. Like, I feel like it was the creepiest part of the movie to me, honestly. He's getting all painted up. He's not in full Pennywise garb, but then he tears into his face and it looks really cool. I just wanted to do something quick and kind of experimental, jumping into it, playing around with the effects makeup again, just to warm myself up and kind of get ready for fall and get ready for different ideas that I can try to come up with over the next few months. If you want to see more effects work from me and more spooky themes, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really love it if you would. But yeah, if you want to see how I get this look and turn into Pennywise having a meltdown, keep watching. All right, Ghost Kimmy coming to you from your speakers. Sorry if the audio on this is a little weird. I'm using my phone headphones, so bear with me. Basically, to get this started, I'm just taking a color wheel of cream paint along with a Kat Von D white concealer and applying that all over my face. I changed my facial expressions to kind of get a little bit more of like a messy appearance to it because obviously his is not perfect. Same thing around the eyes. I'm not making it completely perfect around the eyes. I'm also not covering my eyes because his are not covered in this scene. And then once I got the level that I want, I'm going in with a little bit of Third Degree. This is a great product if you're wanting to do scars or any type of wounds. I'm going to mix A and B together, equal parts, on my little palette. The biggest thing is though is making sure that you wipe your spatula off in between scooping out A and B, because you don't want to mix the two products together within their respective jars, because otherwise you'll ruin your very expensive effects product. Now what I'm doing is basically picking up that mixture on one half of my spatula and applying that in an upwards motion along my face. The rest of it is smooth and flush with my face, and I just want one side of it that's going to have a raised edge. And then I'm going to pick more product up on the opposite side of the spatula and basically do the same thing, connecting the two lines at the top with a tapered effect so it looks like a lifted and raised wound. I know the lighting here is kind of not great, so you can't really see exactly what I'm doing, so I do apologize about that. But as I kind of turn and change throughout it, you'll see that it's basically just looks like an open gap with two little raised edges, which if you look at him in that section, you'll see it has that kind of split. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side, just a little bit sped up. And now I'm going to go in with another product that's really great for wounds or scars called Rigid Collodion. And this smells awful, so make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area. And also make sure that you don't apply it too close to your eyeballs, just like I'm miming here. Don't do it. But then I kind of bend the rules a little bit, and I do bring it relatively close to my eyes, but I'm keeping it on the white paint, so I'm not getting it like super close to my lash line or anything like that. It's just hard. The fumes can be kind of hard, and it also can kind of pull down on your skin. But that's what this product does. It basically kind of pinches in the skin when it dries, so the more that you layer it up, it looks like an indented scar or an indentation for a wound. So right now I'm just basically looking at how his scratches are on his during that scene. I want to say I did like 4 or 5 layers. I'm not completely positive, but you know, just slowly working my way through this. And now faster. And then drying really quickly. But you can see how it's indented, so it looks like an indentation for a wound. Now I'm going to go in and paint it. These are alcohol-based paints, so I'm using 99% alcohol to wet the palette and picking up, and originally I pick up just a little bit of the blood tone mixed with some black, and I'm just shading in the outer portions of the wound. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of just the blood tone on its own. I wanted to start out with black and red on the outer edges just to give it a little bit more depth. Obviously, when you have a wound, it's not all the same color, so it's just going to give it a little bit more dimension and look somewhat more realistic, I guess. Not in this situation, obviously, but... And then now I'm going in and just kind of enhancing the facial expression lines to kind of match what he has. I do wish I would have shaded a little bit more along the edges of the wounds, but I kind of started to get over it. I was also watching Avalanche hockey, in case you've seen me pan my face to the other side of the screen multiple times. So I just kind of was like, oh, I think I'm done playing for now. But here I'm going in with Kryolan blood. This is not my favorite blood to use, but it does the job. It beads up a lot, so the trick is you kind of have to mix it with dish soap to get it to be a little bit more runny and not just beating up on its own. But I found that it doesn't get the full run factor that I liked, and it started to just kind of get messy towards the end. But like I said, I don't have access to the blood that I would actually use. But just applying it, letting it drip down and kind of get a natural form to it. And then here's me deciding whether or not I like what I did. I'm not completely sold on it, but it's not bad. Alright, I feel like that is kind of the stopping point that I want to do for it. Turned out okay. It's been, like I said, it's been a minute since I've played with effects. This is obviously very simple to do. You don't have to use the rigid collodion or anything like that to do this look if you just want to throw blood on your face. But I wanted to give just a little bit more dimension to the cuts. Remember to be very careful and safe when it comes to using any of these products. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this look. Like I said, if you like these videos and you want to see more, please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Have a good week.
There you go. Now the dog is in frame. Perfect. Very attractive.
Hello. What's that?
Hiya, YouTube.
Oh, shit.
Don't click away without subscribing. Bill will kill you.
Skarsgård, not the character Bill.